I'm Cyrus Taylor, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences here at Case Western Reserve University. And it is my great pleasure to welcome you to this event and indeed back to the university. As you know, the College of Arts and Sciences represents our predecessor schools through our somewhat complicated history, including Adelbert College, Cleveland College, CIT, and of course, Flora Stone Mather.
Of course.
Yes. Well, just as an aside, I have to tell you how delighted I have been by the support of the Flora Stone Mather Alumni Association, both for me in my tenure as dean and for the college and for the university. And so I look forward to these events enormously. You know, we had our large event in June, which was absolutely spectacular. And I'm just delighted that we're able to get together again so soon and look forward to doing it again before too long. In any case, I'm absolutely delighted that, you know, in addition to the many alumni of Flora Stone Mather that are here today, that we have members of the Flora Stone Mather Alumni Board, number of university trustees, Bruce Lacine, our Senior Vice President for University Relations, and of course all of you. I'd like to extend a particular warm welcome to our trustee, Dr. William Bruner, and his sister Lydia, and other members of the Bruner family. So, Bill and Lydia. At this time, it is my very great privilege to receive the members of the 50th class of Flora Stone Mather, escorted in today by President Barbara Snyder. Now please join me in welcoming Sandra Vodanoff, President of the Flora Stone Mather Alumni Association.
Well, this is certainly an exciting day, coming off a football field where 24-0.
31.
Oh. Not only is it an honor to welcome our graduating class of 1958, but all others who chose to be with us. But we lay claim to this house, this day, and this room in the name of Flora Stone Mather. The timing was perfect. The time had come for us to join the Alumni Association. We had taken the Alumni Association of Flora Stone Mather as far as it could go. This magnificent house was complete. We didn't have to pay the mortgage. We didn't have to decorate. The board took this opportunity to name the parlor in the name of Flora Stone Mather. Who else could it have been named for, right? And we thank John Massey for this wonderful portrait of Flora. We handed him Gladys Haddad's negative of the portrait that is now still in the Mather room of the library, and look what he has done with it. We are very pleased with that photograph. If you haven't received and read your book on Flora Stone Mather by Gladys Haddad, she's sitting right here at the table, and she can put you in touch with a bookseller. As we name this room for our benefactor, we also honor Pauline Bruner, and we call on Pat Kilpatrick if she would tell us of Polly's legacy to the alumni.
It's really a joy to be here today, on this day, and in this beautiful place that the Flora Stone Mather alumni have dedicated in loving memory of Pauline Schrenk, Polly Bruner. Some of you never had the opportunity to know Polly, but I was fortunate enough, and I'm old enough, to have known her for the last 50 years. And in all that time, all I could think was that if there were a perfect Mather alumna, it was Polly Bruner. When I came to school, I didn't know Polly, but I knew that she came to every Flora Stone Mather graduation. And that must have been going on from the late 40s to the late 60s. And she was the first one of the first women. Well, she and Helen Climo were appointed to the Board of Governors of the old Western Reserve University. And after the Federation and much discussion, the trustees, in their wisdom, thought it was time to have a woman on the Board of Trustees. And in 1969, Polly Bruner and Dorothy Schmidt became the first women on the University Board of Trustees. They joined Bob Madison, who was the first black man. And that made all the difference, because from then on, we at least had somebody speaking for the women of Flora Stone Mather. Polly was a tireless worker, and I can't go in today to tell you all the things that she did for the city of Cleveland, but she was a civic leader par excellence. And for every organization that she became a part of, she became the president. So Barbara, you're lucky that Polly wasn't here. In every way, she was the epitome of Flora Stone Mather's philosophy and character. And so today, in being so fortunate as to have, well, and I should just say one more thing. I worked with Polly, and I got to know her very well. She was a mentor to me, and I was very grateful for her dear friendship. When we were planning the Michelson-Morley Centennial, Polly was the vice chairman, and without Polly, it never would have happened. When we planned Woman 2000, or the Centennial of Flora Stone Mather College in 1988, Polly was the general chairman. And when we worked on Woman 2000, which was the sort of the beginning of the Center for Women, Polly was with us for the first couple of years of the planning process. And without her, we wouldn't have been able to do it. Polly retired from the Board of Trustees in 1977, I think, 91, and became an honorary trustee for the rest of her life. So she indeed is a suitable person for us to be honoring today.
Sandra, I'd like to thank you, and of course, Pat, thank you. Every time I hear stories about my mother, I just feel like I've been goofing off. First, on behalf of my mother's entire family, I'd like to thank the Mather Alumni Association, Case Western Reserve University, and especially Pat Kilpatrick for bestowing this honor in memory of my mother. She would have been so delighted to know that this beautiful room was named after her. Speaking of her family, I want to take a moment to introduce them. I know that my mother would want me to, being such a great and wonderful mother and grandmother that she was. And there's nothing she liked more than, that she enjoyed more than talking about her children and grandchildren and family. So I've got my sister Lydia, my now younger sister Lydia Hopman. I think you were born first, but I'm not sure. My wife Susan, my daughter Amanda, one of Lydia's daughter, Polly, and her husband, Cameron Fredlin. And of course, we don't want to forget her husband of 58 years, my dad, Clark Bruner, who passed away about 4 years ago. Again, as I said, I promised no long speech. I just want to say a few more words about my mother. She was born in Sandusky, Ohio, and she used to call that the Bermuda of Ohio, in 1918. Upon graduating from Sandusky High School, and many of you may not know this, at the age of 14, she came to Cleveland to attend a Mather College. After she graduated, she went on to obtain a master's in library science here. As those who knew her remember, Mom was incredibly active in the Cleveland community her entire life, and I won't try to name them all either. She served on and often led numerous not-for-profit boards. As her brother, Bill Schrenk, once stated, if she'd been born a decade or two later, she would have been a Fortune 500 CEO. Certainly today, she would be just delighted to see that Barbara Snyder, a woman, is now the president of our great university. Polly served on the Board of Trustees, as you heard, from 1967 to 1991 when she became Emeritus. She was very proud to receive the University Medal in 1987 for her extraordinary work here at Case Western Reserve. Despite her tireless work for CWRU, her allegiance to Flora Stone Mather College for Women of Western Reserve University was fierce. I can still see her today sternly reprimanding some neophyte to Cleveland saying, "It's not Case, it's Case Western Reserve University." To say the least, my mother was so very proud of her alma mater. Again, we thank you so much for this great honor in memory of my mother. Thank you.
Alums, this house and the Flora Stone Mather Center for Women is our college club. In the past weeks, I have been on the campus for the convocation honoring Charles Darwin, the lectures by winners of the Ennisfeld Book Awards. Did you realize that Edith Ennisfeld Wolf was a graduate of the College for Women? A lecture by Dr. Wendy Klein, who wrote the book Ourselves, Our Bodies. It was at the birth control exhibit at the Allen Memorial Medical Library. I attended the lecture and Spotlight Series Awards for Women of Achievement. And there was a lecture yesterday by Karen Beckwith, the Flora Stone Mather professor. Last Saturday morning, the Flora Stone Mather Center for Women sponsored a convocation on the vote for the students of the Cleveland Public Schools. My daughter's wedding reception was held in this room. I attended an Act 3 session at the Women's Center for retirees. There was the lecture by Frances Collins on the Human Genome Project. And last night at the Guildford House, we supported an art sale for the Women's Center. We thank Carol Griffith for that. We all worked hard, had a wonderful time, and just as the last group left, we realized there was one more prize to be given, and we thank Judith Albert for her contribution to our sale, and it was won by Dottie Mitchell. Oh, it's yours, Dottie. All this and no tests and no papers, ladies. We have committed ourselves to raise $1 million for the Center for Women. You remember that back in 1929, the women of the college raised $1 million in 9 months. So this is our legacy and our heritage. The students of this university don't realize how lucky they are to have a women's center. The Women's Center is not just for the students, it's for all of us. And one of the reasons why we felt it was time for us to move forward was the arrival of our university president. We are very pleased to turn over our endowment that we have nurtured and guarded for the last 114 years to our university president, Barbara Snyder.
Could y'all read that in the back? $5 million. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sandra. It is a great day today, and I am so grateful that all of you are here. And it is an honor, of course, to accept this check on behalf of Case Western Reserve. One of the great pleasures of my presidency has been the opportunity to get to know the women of the Flora Stone Mather Alumni Association. It is a very special group, and it is also an honor today to be here while we're honoring both Flora Stone Mather and Polly Bruner. It is great for me because, of course, I get to work with one of Polly's legacies in the form of her son, Bill, who is one of my bosses on the Board of Trustees. And we really have had a wonderful year this year, and that is in no small part thanks to the Flora Stone Mather Alumni Association. They helped me get a great start here on the campus and in the community. From luncheons and teas last year to the incredible celebration at Squire Valley View Farm, you have taught me so much about what it means to be a Mather woman. You know how to have fun. You clearly adore one another, and you have incredible affection for the Flora Stone Mather College for Women. You've made such a difference on our campus. You've supported scholarships for our students and other initiatives to improve opportunities for women. And now you are in the middle of a campaign to endow the Flora Stone Mather Center for Women. And you've embraced that challenge with the same energy and enthusiasm that characterizes everything you do. Pat and Sandra and everyone here today, this check represents much more than a financial contribution. It's a testament to your legacy at Case Western Reserve University, to your commitment to our university and its continued excellence. We thank you for this expression of confidence in our ability to realize your goals for our students and our campus, and we will not let you down. Thank you very much.
We turn over the house to you. We are so happy to welcome the Flora Stone Mather alumni into the house. As we have talked to the leadership, this is your home. There is space in here for you to use, to meet, and we're just delighted to have you as part of our house as well as part of our Alumni Association.